Hello friends! Russian military telegram channels claim that the army of Russia has crossed the Siversky Donets river near Svetohirsk and entered the villages of Tetianivka and Prishep. Tetianivka is located on a commanding height near the Svetohirsk monastery, from where an overview of the entire area up to Slovyansk, located to the south inclusive, opens up. It is claimed that the armed forces of Ukraine undertook several counterattacks but could not push the Russian assault groups back across the Siversky Donets. It is also reported that battles continue in the area of Yaroslavl and that Ukrainian forces are attempting to counterattack from the side of Svetohirsk. Ukrainian maps do not confirm this. According to the deep state resource, Tetianivka and Prishep are located 5 to 8 kilometers from the front line. At the same time, a Ukrainian military serviceman with the call sign Muchny writes that small Russian groups are trying to penetrate the villages. On Sunday, he reported that the Russians right now are more busy with infiltrations and attempts to seep into the area of Prishep and Tetianivka, looking for weak spots in the defense and routes for sabotage and reconnaissance groups. This afternoon, the Russians massively attacked many cities of Ukraine with drones, with the main emphasis on the western regions. Zelenskyy stated that since the beginning of the day, Russia has launched at least 800 drones at Ukraine, and the attack continues. Ukrainian military intelligence stated that Russia has thus begun a prolonged air attack on Ukraine aimed at critical objects, energy, military-industrial complex enterprises, and government authorities. According to intelligence estimates, after a prolonged drone raid, Russia will launch a significant number of cruise and ballistic missiles. Advisor to the Minister of Defense Serhiy Beskrasnov stated that after the missiles, which are to be expected tonight, waves of drones will follow again, attacking Ukraine tomorrow, at least until lunch. Ukrainian military telegram channels write that Russia, during the truce, accumulated missiles and drones for such massive strikes. Zelenskyy linked Russia's large-scale drone attack on Ukraine with Trump's visit to China. It certainly cannot be called a coincidence that one of the longest massive Russian attacks against Ukraine occurred precisely at the time when the President of the United States arrived for a visit to China, a visit that is much expected. At this difficult geopolitical moment, Russia is clearly trying to spoil the general political background and draw attention to its evil, said Zelenskyy. Ukraine in turn also attacked Russia tonight. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine states that the strikes were on a port in Krasnodar Krai, an oil refinery in Yaroslavl, and a gas processing plant in Astrakhan. To summarize, today there was perhaps one of the most large-scale and prolonged drone attacks of the entire war across Ukraine. Moreover, this time the drones reached as far as Zakarpattia, and this indicates that Ukraine cannot yet find a way to shoot down all the drones or at least prevent their attacks on deep rear areas in the west of the country. That is, as before, significant holes exist in the air defense system through which Russian drones fly practically through the entire country. The information bomb that hit Zelenskyy the day before yesterday was an interview of his former press secretary Yulia Mendel with the American conservative journalist Tucker Carlson. Mendel has recently been actively criticizing Zelenskyy and reproaching him for prolonging the war, as well as for attempts to hold on to power at any cost. But in this interview she sharply intensified this criticism. Friends, watch this interview as a matter of course. After watching it, you will get answers to many questions. I will not fully comment on this interview, and again after watching it you will understand why, but I still want to dwell on one point. So, according to Mendel, in 2019 or 2020, Zelenskyy was dissatisfied with the fall of his ratings and believed that his public relations team was not sufficiently promoting positive news. The most important thing, we need 1000 talking heads. And if 1000 talking heads talk about positive things, then positive things happen. And people believe that there are positive things. She recounted the president's words. Mendel claims that the office of the president's staff tried to object and cited examples of unfulfilled promises. In particular, it was about displaced persons from Donbass who were promised apartments, but the issue was never resolved. According to her, Zelenskyy replied, "No, if the talking heads, 1000 people tell you that this is happening, then it is happening." Friends, today we can say with confidence that Zelenskyy has received his 1000 talking heads. Friends, this channel is my only source of income, but lately I've been making practically nothing from it. If you could support me financially, I would be very grateful. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.